The function of catalyst is to speed up the reaction, we know very well. And types of catalyst, under the topic we are going to see the homogeneous catalyst, heterogeneous catalyst, positive catalyst, negative catalyst, promoters, catalytic poison and autocatalyst. Afterward, characteristics of catalyst and theories of catalyst. Under this theories of catalyst, we are going to learn two theory, intermediate compound theory. This theory is for homogeneous catalyst based reaction, and adsorption theory. This theory is used for heterogeneous catalyst reactions, and afterward active center. Rest of the lesson in PPT goes.
In 1836, Berzelius, he found some substances, they loosen the bond of the reactant molecule and increase the rate of the reaction, and also they never undergo any chemical changes during the reaction. So that to indicate that separate property of that molecule, he gave the name catalyst. What is the meaning of catalyst means? In Greek word, kata means whole and line means to loosen. So that he gave the name for the substance catalyst. But not only that substance increase the rate of the reaction, rate means speed of the reaction. Some of the substances, they retarded the speed of the reaction. Retarded means decrease the speed of the reaction. So the separate definition for the catalyst now given us, it is a substance which alters means changes the rate of the chemical reaction and also never undergo a chemical change during that reaction, that is called as catalyst. And that phenomenon which involves the action of catalyst, that phenomenon is called as catalyst. Now there is two type of one catalyst. One is which one increase the rate of the reaction, that is called as positive catalyst. Which decrease the rate of the reaction, that is called as negative catalyst. We will see some more types of catalyst in upcoming slides. Homogeneous catalyst. Homo means same, that is the reactant product catalyst. Three, all the threes are same phase. Same phase means same state, that is called as homogeneous catalyst. First example, in that one sulfur dioxide, it is in a gaseous state, oxygen also in the gaseous state, and NO, it is a catalyst, nitric oxide, that catalyst also in the gaseous phase. Then the sulfur dioxide reacted with the oxygen gives sulfur trioxide is a product. That sulfur trioxide also in gaseous phase. After the reaction we get the nitric oxide as a gaseous state only. Then so in this example all the reactant, product and catalyst are gaseous state, so they are homogeneous catalyst. The second example, acetaldehyde. When the acetaldehyde is catalyzed by iodine, both the one in gaseous state, after that the acetaldehyde decomposes and then give the methane, it is also in the gaseous state, and carbon monoxide, that carbon monoxide also in gaseous state. After the reaction we get the iodine, that iodine also in the gaseous state. So in this reaction all the three, which one, the reactant, catalyst and then product, all the one are in the gaseous state, so they are called as homogeneous catalyst. More example for homogeneous catalyst. First one, hydrolysis of canned sugar, the sugar in the liquid state, and then hydrolysis means adding of water, the water also in the liquid state, in the presence of mineral acid, that is sulfuric acid, or it is also in liquid state. And after the reaction we get glucose and then fructose, glucose and fructose also in the liquid state. In this reaction, the reactant and catalyst, which is catalyst, the sulfuric acid is a catalyst, and then product, all the one are in the liquid state, so they have the same phase, so that it is a homogeneous catalyst. The next one, ester hydrolysis, CH3COO C2H5, ethyl acetate. The CH3COO is called as acetate and C2H5 is called as ethyl. This ethyl acetate hydrolysis means adding of water, ethyl acetate and then water, both are in liquid state. In the presence of acid H2SO4, it is also in a liquid state. Afterward we get the acetic acid and then ethyl alcohol, both the one in liquid state. So here also the reactant, catalyst, product, all the three are liquid state, so it is a homogeneous catalyst. Heterogeneous catalyst. Hetero means different phase. Here the catalyst is different phase when compared to the reactant and product. Generally the heterogeneous catalyst is referred as a contact catalyst, and the catalyst is in the form of finely divided metal or in the gas form. First example, when the sulfur dioxide is reacted with the oxygen, both the one in gaseous phase in the presence of platinum. Platinum is a solid, or in the vanadium pentoxide, it is also in a solid state. It gives the sulfur trioxide, that sulfur trioxide in the gaseous phase. In this reaction, the reactant and the product are gaseous phase, but in the catalyst, the platinum or vanadium pentoxide, both the one are in solid state. This process is contact process. This sulfur trioxide is used to produce the sulfuric acid. The next process, Haber process. This process used to produce the ammonia. Ammonia formula NH3. NH3 is a gaseous one, and that NH3 produced by 1 mole of nitrogen molecule, that is a gaseous phase, and 3 moles of hydrogen molecule, that is also in gaseous phase. In the presence of iron is a solid one. So here the reactant and product are in gaseous phase, but the catalyst ion in the solid phase, so that it is a heterogeneous catalyst. The next one, when the ammonia is reacted with the oxygen, that is oxidation reaction in the presence of platinum gas. Here the ammonia and oxygen are gaseous phase, and it produces the nitric oxide and then water. The nitric oxide is a gaseous phase and water also in gaseous phase. So here reactant and product are gaseous phase, but the platinum gas is a solid one. So it is a heterogeneous catalyst. Some more example for heterogeneous catalyst is ethylene. Ethylene, when reacted with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel, ethylene and hydrogen are in the gaseous phase, and it produces ethane, and the ethane also in gaseous phase. So here also the nickel catalyst alone different phase. So it is a heterogeneous catalyst. The next one, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. The hydrogen peroxide is a liquid state that decomposes, gives water and then oxygen. Water is a liquid state and oxygen is a gaseous phase, but the platinum, it is a solid phase. So here the catalyst alone a different phase when compared to the reactant and product. So we have to mainly concentrate on the catalyst only. Catalyst is a different phase between the reactant and product, so it is a heterogeneous catalyst. The next one, benzene. The benzene is reacted with the acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminum trichloride. Benzene and acetyl chloride are in liquid state, where the anhydrous aluminum trichloride is a solid phase, and it produces the acetophenone and HCl. Both the one is liquid state. When compared to the reactant and product, the catalyst is in the solid phase, it is in different phase, so that it is a heterogeneous catalyst. Characteristics of catalyst. The catalyst amount is very small quantity it need. We don't add a more quantity of catalyst for the reaction. It needs only a small quantity. The second point is the mass of the catalyst and also the chemical composition of the catalyst is never changed during the reaction. And third one, the catalyst never initiate means it gives never start the reaction, just it take place in that reaction to increase the rate of the reaction. And fourth one, it suppose the catalyst in the finely divided form means it is very useful to us, and also we gives the effective form of reaction. And then fifth one, the specific in nature. What is specific in nature? For particular reaction, particular catalyst alone we are going to use that reaction. The same reaction we can use for some other catalyst, it is not give the positive result, so that a particular reaction particular type of catalyst only used. And then sixth point, it reduces the time for attainment of equilibrium, that is it is easily reach the equilibrium, and then the position of equilibrium not affected, and also it never change the value of equilibrium constant also. It is only thing is it reduce the time, that is the equilibrium easily attained with the help of catalyst. And then seventh point, particular temperature, the catalyst, the efficiency of the catalyst is high. That temperature is called as optimum temperature. Then the catalyst is not responsible to change the nature of the product. It only function is to increase the rate of the reaction. In this slide we are going to see the promoter and then catalytic poison. What is promoter means, what is promoter? It promotes the activity of the catalyst. That it is not a catalyst ma, it some other substance, that substance increase the activity of catalyst. So in addition to the catalyst we used some more substance, that substance is called as promoter. For example, in Haber process, the iron is a catalyst, we know very well. The iron, what is the function of iron? It is increase the rate of the reaction. So that activity is increased by molybdenum. So molybdenum is used to increase the activity of iron. So it is the molybdenum is called as promoter. And then the aluminum oxide, it is also used as a promoter for the iron catalyst. It is also increase the activity of iron. The next one, catalytic poison. It is the opposite character of the promoter. It is not a catalyst, but in addition to the catalyst we used some more substance. That substance decreases the activity of catalyst, sometimes decreases, sometimes fully destroy the activity of catalyst. That substance are called as catalytic poison. For example, in producing sulfur trioxide we use platinum as a catalyst. That catalyst function is decreased or sometimes destroyed by the arsenic oxide. So here the arsenic oxide is called as poison. The next one, in Haber process, which one is catalyst? Iron is a catalyst. So what is the function of catalyst? To increase the rate of the reaction. But that rate of the reaction, instead of increasing, it decrease, means with the help of hydrogen sulfide. The hydrogen sulfide, it decrease the activity of iron catalyst, so that the hydrogen sulfide is called as poison, catalytic poison. The next one, water formation. How can we form the water? What is the formula for water? H2O. So we need hydrogen and oxygen. In this reaction, the platinum is a catalyst. What is the function of catalyst? Means to increase the rate of the reaction. That function is decreased by carbon monoxide. So here the carbon monoxide is a catalytic poison for platinum catalyst. Negative catalyst. What is positive catalyst? Positive catalyst means the catalyst which increases the speed of the reaction, that is called as positive catalyst. So it is the opposite character of the positive catalyst. So you can say that, what is the definition here? Substance which decreases the rate of the reaction, that is called as negative catalyst. For example, chloroform, CHCl3, when it is reacted with the oxygen, it gives carbonyl chloride and water and then chlorine. In this reaction, the speed of the reaction is decreases by ethanol. So the ethanol is a negative catalyst. Then another example, hydrogen peroxide. The decomposition of hydrogen peroxide gives 2 moles of water and then 1 mole of oxygen. In this reaction, suppose we use dilute acid or glycerol, the speed of the reaction is decreases. So the dilute acid or glycerol is called as negative catalyst for this reaction. Autocatalyst. The definition for autocatalyst is one of the product is formed during the reaction. That product is act as a catalyst for that reaction. First, initially that reaction rate is very slow. After the product formation, after it acts as a catalyst, the rate of the reaction will increases. For example, ethyl acetate. That ethyl acetate during the hydrolysis reaction, it produce what is hydrolysis means when the water is added, it produce acetic acid and then ethyl alcohol. In this reaction, the acetic acid is a act as a catalyst. So the rate of the reaction increases after the product formation. So here the acetic acid is called as autocatalyst. Then another example, arsenic hydride. The decomposition of arsenic hydride gives arsenic and then hydrogen. That arsenic is a one of the product. After the product formation, the rate of the reaction will increases. So arsenic here considered as a autocatalyst. So far we studied the types of catalysts. Now we are going to see the mechanism. What is the mechanism behind the catalytic function? The first of all, you see the graph. In that graph, first reactant, the reactant reaches the activated complex after getting the energy. That energy is called as activation energy. Afterward, the activated complex is converted into product. So if the energy activation energy is lower, means we can get the product very easily. How can you reduce the activation energy? Means by means of temperature. When the temperature is increases, the activation energy is decreases, so we get the product very easily. The same way that temperature, at a minimum temperature I need the product at a faster rate, means another way we can use, what way means presence of catalyst. Then the catalyst is activated the reactant at a minimum temperature, so that the activation energy is lowered and then we get the product very easy form. First of all, the catalyst absorb on the reactant and then it activate the reactants by weakening the bond and allow them to react and also the form the product. It is the function of the catalyst. So in the presence of catalyst, the activation energy is decreases, more number of molecules take part in the reaction and the rate of the reaction is increases. Now we are going to learn two theories of catalysts. One is intermediate compound theory and then adsorption theory. Intermediate compound theory. In this theory, the activation energy is lowered with the help of catalyst. How it is, we are going to see that one. It is mainly for homogeneous catalyst based reaction. The intermediate compound theory mainly for homogeneous catalyst based reaction. The first of all, see the main reaction in red color box I indicated. A and B both are reacted together give the product. Here there is no catalyst, so the rate of the reaction is very slow. When the catalyst is reacted, for example C is a catalyst, that catalyst first reacted with the A reactant gives the AC. What is AC means? Here it is an intermediate compound. That intermediate compound, it is reacted with another reactant B, that is AC plus B. It gives the product AB and also it regenerates the catalyst C. So the first reaction is a overall reaction, the 2 and 3. In this one, the intermediate compound is formed in the second reaction. In third reaction, the intermediate compound is decomposes. In these two reactions, the activation energy is lowered when compared to the equation 1, so that the rate of the reaction is increases. In this first example, benzene and methyl chloride both are reactant. Reacted together give the toluene and then HCl in the presence of anhydrous aluminum trichloride. It is a overall reaction. Now we are going to see what happened with the help of catalyst. First, the aluminum trichloride reacted with the methyl chloride. It formed an intermediate like methyl ion plus aluminum tetrachloride anion. That intermediate again reacted with another reactant benzene and formed the reactant and formed the product chlorobenzene, and catalyst again the aluminum trichloride catalyst is regenerated and one more product HCl is formed. So in this one the catalyst form the intermediate, that intermediate decomposes to give the product. The second example, potassium chloride, it gives potassium chloride and oxygen in the presence of manganese dioxide during heating. That is called as thermal decomposition. First of all, the potassium dichloride is reacted with the manganese dioxide. It gives manganese trioxide and potassium chloride. Again, that manganese trioxide, it is an intermediate compound, decomposes to produce the catalyst manganese dioxide once again, and along with that oxygen. Oxygen also one of the product. So here the manganese trioxide is act as a intermediate. For intermediate compound theory, we are going to see some more example. Now example 3, hydrogen plus half oxygen gives 1 mole of water with the help of copper. Copper is a catalyst. That catalyst first of all reacted with the half mole of oxygen gives cuprous oxide. Cu2O is a cuprous oxide. It is an intermediate. That intermediate it reacted with the another reactant hydrogen gives water as a product, and then the copper catalyst once again regenerator. So in this one the cuprous oxide intermediate is formed with the help of catalyst copper. The next one, example 4, here the hydrogen chloride on oxidation it gives water and then chlorine with the help of CuCl2. What is CuCl2 means? It is a cupric chloride. It is a catalyst. That cupric chloride first of all it decomposes, gives chlorine and then cuprous chloride. That cuprous chloride it reacted with the oxygen, it gives cuprous oxychloride Cu2OCl2. It is an intermediate. That intermediate reacted with the HCl and produces water as well as cupric chloride. Here the cupric chloride is catalyst, once again it is regenerated. So with first of all the reactant reacted with the catalyst, one of the reactant reacted with the catalyst, it produces intermediate. That intermediate once again reacted with another reactant and produces the product. See, so it is a intermediate compound theory. Intermediate compound theory it describes the specificity. Specificity means particular catalyst only used for particular reaction. And the second one, if the catalyst amount is increased means the speed of the reaction also increases. So these two is described with the help of intermediate compound theory, but it failed to explain the action of catalytic poison and also promoter. The second one, it also failed to explain mechanism of heterogeneous catalyst reaction. It only explained the homogeneous catalyst based reaction. So far we learned the intermediate compound theory. What is the difference between intermediate compound theory and adsorption theory is, in intermediate compound theory it explains the homogeneous based catalyst reaction, but in adsorption theory it explains the heterogeneous catalyst based reaction. And in intermediate compound theory, the reactant with the catalyst gives the intermediate compound. Then intermediate compound once again react with another reactant, it gives the product and then catalyst. But in the adsorption theory, the reactant molecules are adsorbed on the surface of the catalyst and produce the activated complex instead of intermediate compound, and that activated complex decomposes to give the product. These two is differences between the adsorption theory and intermediate compound theory. Now you see the example for this adsorption theory. Ethylene one of the reactant and hydrogen is another reactant. What is the catalyst here means nickel is a catalyst and produces ethane as a product. Now see the picture. The picture indicate that the first picture is first two steps. First step is the reactant molecule diffuses from the bulk and to the catalyst surface. What is the catalyst here? The nickel is a catalyst. So the molecule, reactant molecule, what are the reactant molecule? Hydrogen as well as ethylene, they are adsorbed on the surface of the nickel catalyst. Then the third step, the adsorbed reactant molecule are activated and it form the activated complex which decomposes and give the product. The step 3 indicated in the second diagram. The second picture, ethylene and then hydrogen molecule. That ethylene molecule, the double bond is broken, that is loosened, and the hydrogen molecule is attached. So that step 3, the product is going to be formed. What product we are forming means ethane. Ethane means CH3 single bond CH3. Now the fourth step is the product molecule dissolved. Dissolved means they are removed from the surface of the nickel catalyst and that product now diffuses away from the surface of the catalyst. So these are the steps involved in the adsorption theory. The surface of catalyst contains strips, cracks and corner. In these points, the force of attraction is somewhat different. In this point alone, the reactant molecules are attracted and they are called as active center because here only the more attraction is take place. So that they are called as active center. If there is more number of active center means more number of molecules are adsorbed and they form the activated by they are activated by the catalyst. So the rate of the reaction will increases by more number of active center present on the catalyst. Then the adsorption theory it explains the increase in activity of catalyst by increasing the surface area. How can you increase this means you see the diagram. The first catalyst is a bulk catalyst. Now we are going to decomposes or reduce the size of that bulk catalyst into a particle size. Small particle size means the surface area will increases. So the surface area increases means the rate of the reaction, more number of reactant molecules are adsorbed and activated by that catalyst. So the rate of the reaction also increases. So when compared to the bulk catalyst, the finely divided catalyst increases the rate of the reaction. Why it is increases means it has more number of active center. Where the more number of active center present, the rate of the reaction also increases. Then it explain the action of catalytic poison. How it is explained means the catalytic poison blocks the active center. Where the active center is more, we get more number of reactant molecule are adsorbed and then activated, so the rate of the reaction increases. Here the active center are blocked by that poison, so the active center never adsorb the reactant molecule, never activated the reactant molecule, so automatically the rate of the reaction will be decreases. Then promoter, that adsorption theory increases explain the activity of promoter. How it is explained means The promoter increases the number of active center on the surface of catalyst. So where the number of active center increases, it automatically increases the rate of the reaction by absorbing the reactant molecule and also activating the reactant molecules.